That's right. The green light is underway and players are now jumping off into the world right here. We're looking at Sin Aspect. And remember, guys, we will have access to the spectator client today as well. So we'll be able to see just about everything. And oh man, Sin Aspect, what a veteran. That is exactly how it is, man. And this is that early game action right now that, you know, we know and love, right? We want to see these players touch down. We want to see them get comfortable, get their loot together. Steamy Stacks being the place of the home for Macwood. And oh gosh, we have a fight already. We talked about Colorful coming in as a ringer, basically to fill in for players that weren't going to be able to make do today. He's looking to break down this fight right here. Only held up on one more structure. A couple shots right here, Shayo. This is not looking good for him. It's only 80 material early game battle, sitting on 2 big pots. There's so much more that he could be doing right now. Instead, he's wasting time fighting.
Ooh, time wasted is also profits gained, as he gets an entire refresh on that metal that he used in that fight, as well as just moves on while he's actually getting a lot of his resources depleted down bottom. That man up top trying to reconnect, trying to gain that pressure over and over again, is going to basically run out of room and space, have to make a drastic decision. Colorful's in control. Now we're hopping over to one of the biggest boys on the platform in the game, Tfue, landing all the way over towards, I think, Dirty Docks.
And this is something special about our Fortnite community. The fact that our biggest names in the field, right? Our titans on the competitive landscape, as streamers, as players here, they come through, they show up for the practice server, just like all of you guys are showing up in Twitch chat. So we want to thank you guys for all playing in the tournament today, because honestly, you know, this is not possible without the support of the community. And look at this, we're just kind of hopping back and forth. We're looking at Blake Epps, right? Someone who's been on the scene, again, just a part of our ecosystem for so long. And he doesn't look like he's free of charge right now with some players nearby.
You talked about ecosystems over there, Monster. 100% the things these guys have been doing when it comes to just the off time, the off season between all these tournaments that they're also used to. Blake actually, you know, the whole box fight type of stream wave that's going on. This man's been grinding them daily. They're going to be playing to their strengths. You'll see him just playing house to house, not going for, you know, huge retakes or build fights. Looks like a third party came through, snagged up his opponent. Hopefully he doesn't get snagged up himself.
That's over at the military barracks, and that looks like it's going to be a little bit of a standoff. And this is the perspective. It's Booga who's over there.
And this is kind of like the difference in regional gameplay. You're not going to be used to having all this happen, because some of these elite games sometimes get repetitive depending on what zones you keep practicing over and over again. Everyone with the same drops, the same speed. Sometimes if you're not really contested by someone random. Right now, though, it's completely random 24/7. EU, NA West, and NA East all clashing, showing exactly what they got. We talked about Nanolite pre-stream in the pre-show as well, but right now he's gonna have an opportunity to show us what he can do in game. 100% an underdog, and has one of the loadouts you really want to be abusing in the mid portions of the game. Or the RPG Harpoon, RPG Flopper. Looks like a lot of people going for those heals, just testing out a safe meta pick for the end game. You'll notice as well the player count not trickling down whatsoever. We're hard locked in with 80 players at the moment. Having shields, having minis, having floppers is so crucial in case things go wrong and you don't have enough tags. Luckily for Tfue here, Dirty Docks gets a little bit closer of a zone, doesn't have to move away too much, can go up on this high ground, go for tags like he's doing right now.
This is someone we're going to have to look out for, see where he's landing later on today. Take a look at the overworld view right now of the map. Once again, we have that spectator client that allows us to kind of really hone in. Go Spizzle, dead center right here. Someone that we haven't seen quite shine as of late. You see Airwalks just south of him as well. And just on the outer outskirts of the zone there, Clicks, Epic Whale, and others, all just kind of hanging, right? Hanging around the outskirts, trying to get into their rotations. And look, Shio, the zone just pulled. It pulled right over Benji Fishy and company that are sitting over by the lake.
Yeah, Lazy Lake, there's a bunch of different people who've dropped in and just rotated in earlier. Their loot might not be as hot as a bunch of people rotating later.
Of depth to the competition on our competitors today. So all the information we need is going to be provided by them. That's a great pickup right there. Benji and Savage, huh? Always going against each other on EU. It's kind of crazy. Against the zone, right? Be a little more methodical with his positioning, but he's avoiding congestion. When you saw that world map, all the players were on the western side of the map. They're going to have such a tough time coming into the later rotation in the zones. We'll see how that's going to play out. Talk about people that were just comfortable already. We have Benji Fishy right in the middle, right outside of Lazy Lake already.
RPG's going to be flying right by him, but he's just going to be looking through an edited cone to kind of gain some information on what's going on. Just like Nanolite, he's going to be sitting in the center with a sniper rifle, but not going to have that much ammo left in it. So every shot he has to take has to be hitting for that
It gives him a little bit of comfort not being on the bottommost layer, but the game is only going to get tougher from here on out as 70 players, just about 70 players are still up right now. So many players are trying to make this desperate rotation right now. Look at this. Such a risky move, cutting right through Lazy Lake. No problem while players are distracted, kind of getting their farm on. They're already on the move. Benji's moved out of Lazy already to the northeastern side of the map. And look at these other players. Clicks has found his way southern somehow as well. And Aspect still one of the only like kind of lone players back there. And this is his opportunity to kind of come back here. Take a look at the world view. So many big names that we know and love still alive. This is just looking like this is looking like a scary lobby to be a part of. I don't even you can't even dissect that. It's just scary.
It's a horror story. We have Unknown on a mid-ground brick box with an AUG. It doesn't have too many shots left in it, but I only think he needs one burst to make sure he lands that impact frag.
One thing we know about Unknown Army is that when he gets on fire, he comes in hot. He continues that streak on and all the way through. In addition to his first place over at the NA East FNCS squad finals with Kez, Ronaldo, and Avery, he also boasts up 11 top 10 finishes in solo cash clips. I think, remember, after top 50 players finally start earning their consistency for placement points. So technically no one in the lobby's gotten a point so far unless you got an Elim, but that's not going to be a good exchange for him right there. Wavy is going to go ahead and catch that one right there. And now we're coming over to Diggy here as we're kind of moving along as everyone has to scramble across for the rotation. The shots are coming in right now. He's doing still a really good job for what it's worth, kind of staying alive here. Jumping with Elevate's perspective. He's also on the short side of the rotation here. Has to heal up.
Getting back into his little analysis roots exactly and how to dissect the game is what Elevate's kind of been preaching on Twitter. At the moment, though, as we move off of him, everyone's going to be going in towards that left side of the zone. As soon as you peek over the high ground, like we saw Diggy do, that's where you have to use a majority of your mats if you don't want to get shot. Exactly Kanata's game plan moving forward. No shields left is kind of the theme we're seeing for a lot of people as well. He'll have to pop a med kit before he gets in the zone.
Diggy, Kanata, Elevate, all the players here rotating on the same exact side right now. Little box fight. Kanata's going to go ahead and not win the exchange on the shot right there, but this golden pump can really bail him out of any situation should he need to. So he is still all right. He's going to go ahead and opt in to pop that second med kit now. Probably the last opportunity he's going to get here. Now jumping in with Macwood, who's doing his best to go ahead and tunnel in. 43 players in the lobby, so tons of players have now dropped since the last time we checked in with the count there. Macwood's got all kinds of pressure in here. Material's still looking very good for what it's worth, and it's going to double back from the way that he just came.
Yeah, this is, I was going to really mention it. Going all the way over from Steamy Stacks and arriving all the way here, having max without an impact frag, I believe, even if he does have one, ending a fight that fast mid-game, if you took a part in one, is just amazing in terms of a game plan, in terms of pure game sense and rotation. We'll see exactly if you can follow through with that. But still, on high ground form for zone, it's cooler Aqua, who's going to be all the way up top with a huge investment, with the zone bouncing back as well. I guarantee he's going over old Max. So many people just kind of walking around in that mid ground, so many big names. Can they be taken down from all this pressure?
Aqua's sitting so pretty up on height right now, and those metal cones, we'll see if that ends up playing a factor here. I think it will, though, because the zone, like I said, is going back for the majority of the players here. Zextro using a little 2-map material conservation rotate right now, as is High Sky. These, again, were popularized by players like Booga, who really love to do these over-the-head ramp rotates. And now look at Aqua's perspective here. He's jumping down. He says he wants a piece of the action here. He doesn't care if he's playing from the European region. He's ready to bring it here. He is on hype for game one. Things are looking very good for him right now. As it stands with this burst, it's all he needs to lay down some big shots. He's got actually a maxed out loadout right here. It's perfect for the pressure play that he needs to put down.
Yeah, definitely all the gas being pushed straight through. The question is, what turns do you make? As well, all the way from height, you have to be taking a part in that checklist, just like Animals doing that mid-ground one where you just move forward, look away, box to box after you box up, and look for beams. Be careful of your back, wait for zone to pop. Does it bounce back? Yes, just a little bit for Animal. For Aqua, it's a completely different story. You have to make sure you're taking every single mid-ground player down with pressure. If anyone gets a little bit even of a chance in zone with floppers, your entire game could be taken away, your win condition robbed. He's going to be very careful reconnecting as he moves forward.
Exactly why he was pressuring Cease for a second there. Where Zexo tries to make a stab for the high ground there. It's not going to be enough. Aqua catches him in time. Cease is going to fall to the storm because of the damage that he did. Just that little bit of holding. Now he's going to box with someone. Can he make the shot right here? It's Natolite. Now he's going to get hit just enough. And I think the zone's going to take him out right there. That's going to convert for Aqua. Aqua is running the show right now.
Running the show, absolutely, but there are some commercial breaks away in his builds from all these P90s that are getting wrapped all the way back straight towards him. He does have floppers to stay in zone just a little bit. The zone is basically his allies. This man just might be playing some duos right now in the way he's manipulating all these players to stay in it with this P90 pressure. Ammo still 100 bullets left of light as he drops down for that final 8 zone conversions before the 9th. Riverson up in a little bit of trouble.
I see Riverson was just popping off in the feed for a second there, catching Lyrison. He's in the thick of it, down in the trenches in the low ground. Now Diggy, also no health. Riverson's going to find another one somehow, still in the run. That's going to be the replenish that he needs. Diggy has only 27 effective HP right now. He's looking at the storm here, and that's not going to be enough. One AR shot's going to take him out. Riverson from the storm zone is going to send in the rocket, and the high ground is his now. Aqua is no longer free, but he's going to find a quick pick in the bottom half right here, Shayo.
EU was on top, but West is suddenly taking over as Riverson makes a huge flopper play. No mats available to the close range. Tac versus Tac fighting. Aqua is the one that flows, comes out on top. Europe takes game 1.
Not enough. Even with the height coming back, Riverson had a fantastic time in the top 10, or looks like top 16 for us. Already Aqua. Look at how close it is to Riverson right there.
Yeah, that's all about those elims all the way towards the end of the game. Compared to the World Cup format, this DreamHack kind of format that's kind of being implemented now, first and second in placements don't have that drastic of a difference. So if you do end up getting a few more elims, you can catch up and have a very similar point threshold ultimately at the end of the game compared to other people. Now, going all the way down from 3rd to 8th, Diggy, who we saw and Monster mentioned a lot from mid-game making the moves, comes up towards the end on the leaderboard up in 3rd place. Unknown is also going to be rocking there at 67 points. All these players in the top 10 have more than 3 eliminations.